I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does, without me lifting a finger. So I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
The end of Ramadan is coming up, which means that Muslims across southern Nevada will be ending their holy month of fasting with feasting. Today on CityCast Las Vegas, I sit down with our producer, Layla Muhammad. We talk about her favorite halal restaurants in the Valley and the best foods from across the Muslim diaspora. It's Thursday, March 27th. I'm Dayvid Figler, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Layla, the holiday of Eid is coming up on March 29th. What is Eid, and how do Muslims in southern Nevada celebrate it?
Yeah, so this is al-Fitr that is coming up on the 29th. It's the celebration for the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Eid literally means festival. And so Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, which is later on in the year, that celebrates Hajj, the pilgrimage around Mecca, if people are familiar with that. So those are the two main kind of holidays in the Muslim faith.
And fasting is a part of Ramadan, so this is the opposite of that.
Yeah, so fasting for the month of Ramadan, we do it for the whole month, no water. Everybody always gets caught up on that while the sun is up, no food. And then Eid is a big party. Everyone feasts and spends time with their families and celebrates the end of a month of fasting.
Now, is it traditional to do it at people's homes or go out to restaurants? What's kind of the standard?
Hosting at your home is thought to bring a lot of blessings, feeding people. That's for Eid and for iftars, the dinner at the end of a day of fasting during Ramadan.
Okay.
That's usually hosted at home, but there's a lot of restaurants also that do catering, and a lot of people buy big dishes from certain restaurants and have them at home. And those are usually popular for, like, if you're celebrating at the mosque and a restaurant will bring all their food to the mosque. It's kind of split up.
And people don't realize there's a very vibrant Muslim community here in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're definitely smaller than some of the communities on the East Coast and like LA's, but it's very tight in Las Vegas and very diverse.
Well, before we get into your favorite halal restaurants, and I think a lot of people have seen the word halal, but maybe not everyone knows what it means. For those listeners who might not be familiar with the term, what is halal?
Halal literally translates to like permissible, and it's the food that according to Islamic law that Muslims are allowed to eat. So some people get kind of, if you want to get deep into it, if you're talking about meats, there's zabiha meats, which are cooked in a certain type of way. Halal is like a really general term for fruits, veggies, drinks, meats, all of that are permissible for Muslims to eat.
I see. And I think most people understand that pork is definitely not halal.
Yes. Pork and alcohol, those are the biggest that are like not halal.
Okay. I'd imagine during Ramadan, a lot of those halal restaurants in Las Vegas take a hit since everyone's fasting. Is that right?
I mean, it can and it can't. My family definitely used to love mixing it up and going to some of these halal restaurants. You know, during the day, yeah, they're Muslim patrons. You might see that take a hit, but I think there's still a lot of interest in eating halal from other people because it's supposed to be healthier, and the way that the slaughter happens is healthier and more humane. So I think other people also, I definitely have friends who are not Muslim who seek out halal foods where they can.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, in much probably the same way of kosher foods, people would like their food to be of a certain character and certainly
quality.
that is definitely a thing in common. All right, so let's get to the dish of dishes. Why don't you share your picks and tell us why each place is on your list?
So my first pick, and this is after me asking all of my friends as well, like, what's the one spot I need to mention? And it is U.S. fried chicken on Pecos and Sunset in Henderson.
Oh,
Is that Henderson? Around
Sunset
near
and Pecos,
Henderson.
that's definitely Green Valley. Yeah.
Exactly. Definitely one of the most popular halal restaurants in Vegas right now. It does kind of not what you are expecting, where it focuses on American food.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
no,
hit
that
my mic.
name alone threw me
Yeah.
there. I'm not expecting U.S. fried chicken.
Exactly. You're not going to see your kebabs. You're not going to see your basmati rice, tandoori bread. You're not going to see that here. You're going to see burgers, fried chicken, really a lot of fried chicken. And that's what they're known for. And that's the best thing that they have. They're honestly such good fried chicken. I've been eating them for at least the past 7 years. And it's so good every time. I also really like their burgers. I know it's not in the name, but definitely you have to try out their burgers that are, to me, I can taste that the quality of meat is just that much better. And I actually called and asked who their supplier was,
Yeah.
just to confirm their halal status.
Right.
And they are certified halal. Their supplier is Noor Al Jabal, which is one of the biggest suppliers for halal meats in the US. And they are
wow.
certified by the Halal Food Association to be halal.
Yeah, that's really interesting that your first pick is essentially American food, but through the halal lens. And I'm wondering, as we get to some of your other picks, because, the Muslim communities are all around the world, if there's any like specific regions associated with some of your picks.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the restaurants are definitely going to say Middle Eastern food, kind of lumping those countries together. Like if I named out any of these restaurants and said they're specifically doing Lebanese food,
Right,
they'd
or
probably
Persian
be
food or something.
Yeah, there'd probably be some Moroccans that are saying, "Oh, actually that's from Morocco," because so many of those countries' foods blend together that it's hard to say one country has this food. A lot of the restaurants are going to say Middle Eastern or Mediterranean.
Right. Who gets to claim hummus, right?
Exactly. Oh, that is a huge debate. But I will say my best friend's parents from Lebanon do the best.
Okay. I was going to just reflect upon my favorite little Lebanese restaurant that used to be in the storefront of an adult motel on Las Vegas Boulevard. And it's crazy. It was called Cave de Roy. It was only there for a few years. It left in 2002. So this is how far back we're going. But this was a Lebanese man who just went to farmers markets, got all his ingredients, made what he could. And then when he ran out, and then you'd start up again the next week. That was amazing.
That's so cool that you mentioned that too, because I feel like there were a lot more Mediterranean and Middle Eastern restaurants in Las Vegas kind of in the early 2000s that they either lost their place of business or they kind of just faded into the background. One in particular, Kebab Corner, that has been around
I loved Kebab Corner
for a long time. They used to be on Fremont, where I think the Griffith might have been, or
right next door by Inspire Theater.
Yeah, there we go. And I remember the first year that Life is Beautiful happened, they lost a lot of business and they had to basically close. And then shortly after that, they moved locations.
That spot was my go-to. Their chicken and rice dish was beyond.
Yeah, they're on Flamingo.
Same people?
I think it's different people. They've actually changed owners quite a few times. Even in the 2010s, I think they started changing owners. But they still have, I still see chili chicken on the menu, which was my thing to get.
Yeah.
They're still certified halal. But there's been some reviews that it's been the location that they are at right now isn't the best. But I mean, if their chili chicken is still what I remember it to be, it's definitely worth visiting. Their new place on Flamingo.
The first ever TEDx Las Vegas event is happening on April 5th at the Keep Memory Alive Event Center in downtown Las Vegas. TEDx Las Vegas is more than a local event, it's a global platform. After the talks, they're shared with 42 million subscribers worldwide on the official TEDx YouTube channel. Speakers this time will include an Olympic gold medalist, a former member of the Raiders, a filmmaker, a restaurateur, a climate scientist, educators, performers, and more. Personally, I'm excited to see poets and community activists Rodney Lee and Elizabeth Allen Berry, as well as Neon Museum Executive Director Aaron Berger. Tickets start at $150 for general admission and $250 for VIP, which includes priority seating, a commemorative gift, and entry to a dine-around dinner post-event. Limited tickets remain, so grab yours at www.tedxlasvegas.org/tickets.
Hear that? It's SpringFest savings calling your name, only at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a Select Ego trimmer, blower, or mower. Plus, get your choice of any 2 bags of Miracle-Gro organic soil mix for only $16. Shop these can't-miss deals in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Hawaii.
Okay, so that's Kebab Corner, and I'm going to
Yes.
go check that out again to go see if it gives me flashbacks of Fremont Street 2010, which is going to be both good and bad.
Same.
So what's the next one on the list?
So the next place on the list, since I mentioned Kebab Corner, let's take it out of the Middle Eastern Mediterranean realm again. Ike's Sandwiches, which is a sandwich shop. I discovered them. They had a location right next to UNLV. Right now they are on Durango, and they have another location on Fort Apache across the street from Boca Park. But it's actually a sandwich shop that serves halal food. The owner, Ike, is of Palestinian descent, and they specialize in all kinds of sandwiches. They do have non-halal meats on the menu, but they do also carry halal meat. And I gave them a call and asked how they kind of juggle that. And if you do have a religious preference or anything like that, and let them know like, hey, like I only eat halal, can you accommodate? They will actually clean their stations to make sure that they're not cross-contaminating, which is a big thing for people who only eat halal.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you do go to Ike's, their meatball sub is one of the best meatball subs I have ever had.
Oh, straight up.
So good. I'm a meatball sub fan. And so finding Ike's that serves halal and like the quality of the meat is just that much fresher. It's so good. Probably my favorite meatball sub in Las Vegas.
And what's the address on that one again?
They have a location on Durango, 4350 South Durango Drive. And they also have a location on Fort Apache, which I actually couldn't really find on their website, but they said it's across the street from Boca Park.
Oh, okay. So right over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to throw one thing at you. My friend Boogie loves Mediterranean food, and he tells me that Halal House over there on Decatur, near where the fantastic swap meet is amazing. And he gives a high recommend to the lamb shank. He says it's the best thing on the menu.
Yeah, that's actually a new place that's opened in the past 6 months. So I'm really excited to check that out. It said that their lamb shank was actually their chef's special.
Well, Boogie knows his food, so I'm sure it's a great recommend. One other thing I want to ask you about, Layla, is that I've seen signs around for the halal guys. Do you know what that's all about? And is that like on anyone's list?
Yeah, I think that is on most people's list. That was on my sister's list when I asked her. I actually first encountered halal guys when I was in New York. I went to their original food stand in New York.
So now this is a chain. How would you describe it?
It is, it is a lot of food. That's the first thing that came to mind. It's, the owners are Egyptian, so it kind of has like a more Egyptian curve to it, but definitely Middle Eastern foods, chicken, beef, lamb, a lot of rice.
I imagine they do the shawarma.
If you look at their menu, you'll see beef gyro sandwich and chicken sandwich and falafel sandwich. That's kind of their version of a shawarma. I would go for their beef gyro platter or their chicken platter. You get a lot of food in one container. You could probably even share it. Their pita bread is really good. I'd skip their falafels, honestly. A little dry last time I had them.
Yeah, I'm kind of a picky falafel eater. It has to have that just right balance between a little dry but also a little moist. And
Exactly.
yeah, there has to be some substance to it, but it can't be chalky. It's hard to get it just right.
Yeah, so I'd skip their falafels, but get their platters and use their sauces. I don't know, I can't remember what the name of their sauces are,
It's
but
all
they have
about
a
the
white,
sauce.
yeah, they have a white sauce that is definitely, just put that all over your platter and you'll have a good time.
All right. And I know there's Halal guys on Spring Mountain near Valley View, I think.
The one adjacent to Chinatown or in Chinatown on Spring Mountain, it was a big deal when it opened. And getting a Halal guys in Las Vegas, everyone was very excited because it is very popular in New York. I will say I ate there a lot when it first opened, and I kind of got Halal guys out.
You burnt out.
Yeah. So definitely don't overdo it, but it's definitely somewhere to check out.
Got it. Okay. Well, what's one last pick that people don't want to miss out on if they're interested in halal food?
Ooh, okay. For my last pick, okay, I'm going to kind of
I see excitement on your face.
I'm going to fold 3 in together, so bear with me. These all have kebab in the name. So these are my kebab-themed picks. These are going to be your kind of standard Mediterranean, Middle Eastern restaurants that serve kebabs, chicken kebabs, skewers, tandoori bread that's in the oven. My first 2 are going to be kind of similar. Fresh kebab that's on Sunset, and then flame kebab that's on Warm Springs. And those are going to be kind of similar. I really love the chicken from these places. They are very tender, very flavorful. The chicken with the rice, you can't go wrong with that. Obviously, their beef and their steaks are going to be really good as well. But that chicken is bar none.
I love it. It's all variations on the theme, but it sounds like everyone just puts their own special sort of twist on it. And I love that.
Fresh kebab and flame kebab also have really good dolmas, grape leaves. Definitely, that's another side dish that you could check out there. Those are probably my favorite things. Every time I go there, I'm getting the chicken plate with some dolmas. And you can't also pass up the hummus and their bread. All great restaurants. And the third one that I'm going to kind of tie into this kebab place is pretty interesting. It's in the food court on Fremont Street. It's called Doner Kebab Express. And
is that the food court in the Neonopolis?
Yes.
Okay.
So their halal food is available there as well. They're on Fremont Street, so it's in the hustle and bustle of everything. It's really easy to miss, actually. I didn't know about this restaurant for a very long time until I think my dad, we were in the area, and he was like, oh, want to go to this random place on Fremont Street that serves halal food.
Neonopolis is totally rando.
Yeah.
So.
The best way for me to explain this is it's like a German Mediterranean mashup, because apparently kebabs are big in Germany.
They're big all over Europe. I mean,
doner kebabs, that's what they're selling. Really good meat there, really good quality. Last time I went, I think that they served samosas. I'm not sure if the samosas are still there, but samosas at Fresh Kebab are going to be great as well. But Doner Kebab Express, really interesting location. Get a bite to eat, do some people watching, and enjoy Fremont Street.
There have been so many random restaurants in and out of that space, so I'm actually looking forward to it. I've been looking for a good samosa place since the samosa factory that used to be over on Sahara and Decatur closed down. That was my go-to spot, and I haven't found a sub.
Yeah, that could probably be its own episode. Samosas and like best samosas, because there are some places that do really good samosas, but they aren't technically like halal restaurants.
Yeah.
But yeah, samosas are amazing wherever you can find them.
Okay, one last thing that I want to follow up on, because I know that you have a best friend whose family has a restaurant here in town, and you have said that their hummus is the best.
They had a restaurant here in town.
Oh.
Yeah. We were, I was in kindergarten when they had the restaurant.
I see. So have you ever found a hummus that has matched your friend's family's place?
No, but I can tell you where they shop, which are also halal grocery markets.
Yes, great tip.
So Sunrise Market is a Mediterranean market that will sell a lot of I think all of the ingredients you'll need to make a really good hummus. They are on Windmill, and they also have like a restaurant counter inside. So you could grab a great shawarma from there too.
My favorite, restaurant counters.
Yes.
People can refer back to a great episode we did with Brent Holmes about getting really good food from around the world in the supermarkets that are focused on those areas of the world.
Exactly. So Sunrise has a great restaurant counter in their market, and you can get everything to make a great hummus at Sunrise. And then there's also a Fundy on Charleston. This one has been open for a really long time. It's been like a staple in the community. Their restaurant counter is really good, and you can also probably get some great ingredients to make a really good hummus from there too.
Well, fantastic tips, Layla. And is there a greeting I'm supposed to give you upon Eid?
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak, Layla.
Thank you, Eid Kareem.
And that is all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, why not go tell a friend? You can also rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Till then, stay lucky.